now that our pipeline, our CRM, everything is ready, the next step is just setting up the calendars where we are gonna be booking sales calls with our potential prospects. And yeah, that's the next step of the process. So what you need to do is we're gonna be creating two calendars. One will be for a discovery call and one for a demo call. If you are very advanced and you've already sold a lot of stuff before, if you're really good at sales and you just simply like close deals on one call, then you can just simply go ahead with just one calendar where you can like sell. But if you're that person, you already know how to create a calendar. If you're already good at sales and you don't need this tutorial, so how you would normally create a calendar, like the way you used to do it on Calendly and all, you can just simply do that. But the person who's watching this, I'm assuming you're not very good at closing like high ticket deals on just one call alone. So we're going to be creating two calendars for the same. So the first one, obviously, once again, if you do like one call close, this is optional. But I'm assuming you close deals on two calls. One will be a discovery and the other one a demo. So you simply come to your sales and account and you move onto calendars. Once you're here, you click on calendar settings and click on create calendar. Now there are different types of calendars. The first one being like personal booking, which is like one-to-ones, everything. What I'll suggest for sales calls is just simply select round robin. Don't complicate it and just give it the name. Like if you're like closing deals on two closes on two calls, then I would suggest like this is the name which works the best. I know everyone will ask you to name it discovery call, growth call, one-to-one strategy session, all of that stuff. I just name it as not a sales call because people think a discovery call is going to be where you're just trying to sell them. And if you are not trying to sell them, then why not just leverage that? Alex Hormozy always used to say, he was like, if you cannot take more than 3 clients a month, then use that in your advantage. Learn how to turn your weaknesses into strengths. He was like, my weakness was I did not have enough members of staff to like handle more than 3 clients a month, 3 to 5, whatever the number was. So instead of seeing that as a weakness, he was like, we only work with 3 people a month, and use that in his advantage. So instead of seeing the fact that you cannot close deals on one call as a weakness, you can be like, yeah, this is not a sales call. This is not a sales call. So yeah, just that. If you have multiple members of staff and you want to divide it between all of them, let's say you have 2 people or like 3 people and you want to divide all the sales calls which you're receiving between both of them, then you can simply add both. Or if like I'm assuming most of you will be taking the sales calls yourself, you don't have multiple sales reps or you don't have multiple members of staff, then you can simply just click on the drop down and select your name. For example, I'm selecting Vaibhav Kumar over here because that's the person I'm creating this for. But simply select your name from here. If you want to divide calls between multiple people, like select all the multiple people who are here. And in case you are wondering how exactly you do that, how do you like just go to my staff and add all your members of staff, just click on add employee, like add their email, name, whatever. And once you've added them, they will be available over here. So just simply add all the people who you want to divide the sales call between, like the people who want to take the calls. So ensure all the members are here. Coming to the custom URL, just ensure the calendar is like, just don't do anything crazy. So the best thing I would say is just like company name intro call. So for example, the company name of this is Edit Era Media. So I'll be like Edit Era Media discovery call. So yeah, something like that. So just this is the one which is pretty simple and straightforward. Just company name, discovery call. And meeting duration, I would suggest like leave it as it is, and we're going to be changing these all the like later down. And I would suggest if you've never sold, like there are 2 types of people who might be watching this. Someone who has sold already in the past, and if that's you, like congratulations, you already know what to add over here, like whatever the duration is. I would suggest even if you close like deals in 45 to 60 minutes, like most of my sales calls are between 40 to 60 minutes, I still leave the duration as 30 minutes, and 30 minutes is for the one call close. Like I close deals on one close. sorry, on one call. But if I have like a discovery call, I leave this as 10 minutes. You can load like 10 minutes, you can add 15 minutes, you can add like 20 minutes, whatever suits you better. So over here, I think he just wants to go on like a 10-minute call. So I'm going to be keeping the meet duration as 10 minutes. And someone might be like, Somil, what if it goes over 10 minutes? I've never had a person ever in my life who's like, Somil, we scheduled this meeting for 10 minutes and it has been going on for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I've never had a person who's like, Somil, the call was supposed to be 30 minutes long, but it's going on to be like 40 minutes, 55 minutes, 60 minutes. No one gives a shit if you're good at sales. And if you're not good at sales, like I'll be training you, teaching you everything. So don't worry about it. But the shorter the duration, the easier it is for someone to say yes. Like if you ask me for 10 hours of my time, I'll be very hesitant to do that. But if you ask me for like 10 minutes of my time, I'll be like, yeah, just gladly like, yeah, go ahead. Like 10 minutes is not a lot. Ensure this is selected like Saturday and Sunday as well, booking availability. And like ensure your time zone is correct over here. Like just ensure. Apart from that, what I'll suggest is just follow my instructions. Do not try to use your brain. Select 00 AM and select 11:55 PM. You do not, like, some retard will be like, Somil, I cannot take calls at 2 AM in the night. I know. I'm not asking you to take calls 24/7. But we leave it like this so that we give people the opportunity to book. And if there's a really, really, really high quality prospect and he books a call with you at like 2 AM in the night, then maybe you can make an exception. Like one day of not having the perfect sleep won't kill you. But that one opportunity might change your life. And if someone books a call when you're not available, then you don't have to take it. Like no one's gonna come up at your door and put a gun on your head and force you to do it. You can simply cancel it or you can simply not show up. That's totally up to you. But once, like, people don't book calls if they don't see the time slot which is convenient for them available. So please do not make the mistake like I'm only gonna take calls. Like take calls as per your availability. What you can do is go to Google Calendar. Like let's say you don't want to take calls between like let's say 2 PM to 5 PM. You can just create a no call zone and you can just drag it from 2 PM to 5 PM and no one can book in this time slot. So it's not like you will be forced to take calls 24/7. Like if you just do this and your Google Calendar is connected to SalesGen, like I'll show you how you can do that. Once you've connected your Google Calendars to SalesGen and you don't want to take calls at a particular period of time, you just simply block it out and no one can book between 2 PM to 5 PM. So just follow my instructions over here. I'll teach you like if you don't want to take calls at a particular time, date, whatever, what to do, and just click on confirm. But for now, just follow my instructions like step by step. Click on close. You do not have to do anything else. And click on these 3 drop down buttons. Click on edit over here. Once you're done with that, in the calendar logo part, you simply add your logo. Like click over here and you can add your company logo, whatever it is. I don't know. Like I'll just try to see if they have a logo. Why is their website down? Website is down for some reason. No worries. Like just add your logo if you want to. It's optional. Like I'll just show you what it looks like. So for example, like when you add your logo, my logo appears over here and this is what it looks like. So you can simply add your logo. Once you've added your logo, you can just name it whatever you want to name. So just example, like I'll just show you. Yeah. So in my calendar, it says not a sales call. If you want to change this text, you can change the text over here, like name it whatever you want to do. I just like to leave it as not a sales call because it's pretty good. And in the description, because we're like a 10-minute meeting, like we're pitching a 10-minute call, I'll be like 10-minute chat to see if we can help you. And this is the one I use. Obviously, you can be creative. I've seen like do not write paragraphs. The shorter it is, like you can just leave the description blank. The shorter it is, like not more than 1 sentence, the higher the chance someone books a call. Because if you're writing paragraphs about your company or sharing all the instructions, people are getting distracted and they're being distracted from the main point. Like the main point of the calendar is to ensure they book a call with you. Nothing else, right? Like you don't have to tell them each and every single fact about your company. And if your favorite cereal is cornflakes or chocos or whatever crap you eat. Like, you don't have to do it. Leave the group as blank. Most of you, like 99.999% of you, don't have companies like big enough that you require groups and all. So just leave it blank. And this is what appears in the calendar. Like, I'll just show you. Like, I don't take sales calls in this calendar anymore, so this might be outdated. For example, like, let's say this thing. So I have 2 calls tomorrow booked, and yeah, so it appears like James X Sawmill. Then it appears as Junain Ghazi, whatever. Yes, like these are people from Dubai. So it appears like that. Their names are automatically updated, and my name is automatically updated as well. And we don't have to do this manually. This is done on complete automation, and that's how you do it. So coming to the meeting invite title, if you don't see it, if it's blank, this is how you can do the same. You click on this tag icon, this tag button, you click on contact, and you click on first name. And after that, you come, you press caps lock, which is the button which you use to make everything like capital, and you type X, and after that you leave a space, you click on this tag icon again, and yeah, you click on this, you click on appointment, you click on assigned user, and you click on first name. So what this basically does is ensure that whenever the meeting is booked, then the first name appears over here, like the person who is taking the appointment. So like, let's say Vaibhav is the person who's taking this appointment, and he's taking the call with me. The meeting in the Google Calendar appears as Sawmill X Vaibhav. Let's say we don't want to like manually update the names over here. Let's say Sachin is taking the appointment, his partner. It will appear as Sawmill X Sachin. So this automatically updates it. It's done on complete automation, and now you can like decide how the meetings will be distributed between the sales reps or the people who are taking the calls. Either you can optimize for equal distribution, which ensures like 50% of the meetings are shared between both the members of staff, or like 33% if you have 3 people, or you can optimize for availability. Let's say Vaibhav has 10 hours of free time on his calendar, and Sachin has 5 hours of free time. Then more meetings will go to Vaibhav. Like, let's say Vaibhav is free at 3 p.m. and Sachin is not free at 3 p.m. Then when a person books a call in the calendar, because the calendar, like the final calendar which the prospect is seeing, he will have the contact information or like the availability from both the calendars. The system, like our system, will see, okay, maybe Sachin is not free at 3 p.m. but Vaibhav is free at 3 p.m. So it will show 3 p.m. as an available time slot. And when someone books a call at that time, obviously the call will go to Vaibhav. So if you have a lot of members of staff, you can like just select optimize for availability, and you can also customize it. Like, let's say you have 2 members of staff, like let's say Ujjwala was also taking the calls, and like just saying this, if you don't have members of staff and you're the only one who's taking the calls, like this does not matter. And I want more meetings to go to Vaibhav, I can select high priority, and I want low meetings to go to Ujjwal, I select low priority. And I can also just simply optimize for equal distribution, which means the meetings are divided equally between them. Over here, like I just have 1 member of staff, like Vaibhav, so it does not really matter. And yeah, and after that, you simply click on this custom thing, and you can select where you want the meeting to take place. If you want to use Zoom for meetings, like I'll just show you what needs to be done in a separate field. Like you can automatically create links using Zoom and Google Meet, and you can use all of this. So either you can use Microsoft Teams as well, you can use Google Meet, Zoom, whatever, phone call, normal call. And if you want to know how exactly you do that, you simply come on connections. I don't think so I can do that. Like, yeah, I cannot do that, but over here you will see the option of connecting your Zoom, your Google Meet, your Teams. So just simply connect and log in with your Google account. And if you follow the instructions and you've connected your Google Calendar, then you can take meetings on Google Meet automatically. So I've attached the guide on how you can do the same below. So I'm going to select Google Meet because Google Meet is free and it's very accessible. Like everyone has Google Meet. You can like use Google Meet directly from the phone, laptop, browser. You don't need to download any app. So I love Google Meet. I think it's the best one. So I'm just going to select that. You can use Zoom as well. If you want to take call on like your phone, then you can select like phone call as well. You can like take Microsoft Teams as well. I don't know why you would use that though, but I prefer Google Meet. So I'm just going to select that. Coming to the event color, what exactly this means is like, let's say this. So this color, everything is purple, right? So that is basically what you have to do. Like you can select what color is the calendar. I'll just leave it as purple. You can add your brand color. It does not really matter. Not very important. And click on save because you want to be saving it. Now we come to the availability part. Once again, leave it exactly as it is, 12 a.m. to 11:55 p.m. all day, every day. Like just simply skip out on a meeting if you don't want to take it. Not the end of the world. This is look busy, meaning if you enable it, you can be like 40% of the slots will appear hidden. After a lot of testing by me and a lot of successful entrepreneurs like Alex Hermosi, this absolutely does not work. So just leave it off. Leave this off as well. Coming to the meeting interval, like basically, as you can see, people can start booking in 10-minute intervals, like 5 p.m., 5:10 p.m., 5:20 p.m. If I set this as 30 minutes, people cannot book a call at like 5:10 p.m. They can book a call at 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m., 6 p.m., all of that stuff. So the more time slots available, the more convenient it is for a person to talk to you. So I'll suggest if you're like going ahead, just start with 10 minutes. If you have like a 10-minute call, if you have a 15-minute call, if you selected the meeting duration, like if you want 15-minute sales calls, then start this at 15 as well. But if you're going for 10-minute intervals, then go with simple 10-minute meetings. And if you're going with 50, if you keep the meeting duration, like how long the meeting shows in the calendar, like over here it says 10 minutes, right? If you're selecting this as 15, ensure this is 15 as well. If you're selecting this as 20, then ensure this is 20 as well. Basically, both of them have to match. So I'm going to keep the duration and the interval both as 10 minutes. Once that is taken care of, minimum scheduling notice, I'll say keep it as 3 hours. Like there's a lot of psychological stuff. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty details, but the faster someone can book a meeting with you, the faster they can converse with you, the higher the chances they convert. Like there's a direct correlation between how fast someone speaks to you after showing interest in what you have to offer and the chance they actually become a customer of yours. So I'll say keep the minimum scheduling notice as 3 hours, meaning if it's 12 p.m. right now, then the person can book a call with you by like 3 p.m. after 3 p.m. whatever time suits them. Coming to the date range, I'll say leave it as 7 days. Do not try to do more than 7 days. Ideally like 5 days. I'll actually keep it as 5 because that's the best thing. Coming to the maximum bookings per day, leave it as blank. Leave this as blank as well. You don't have to do anything. Leave this as blank. And post buffer time is like, let's say I'm taking a 10-minute call. The maximum duration that call can be will not be more than 30 minutes. So coming to the post buffer time, I leave it as 20 minutes. Meaning if someone books a call with me at 12 p.m. then, oh, my battery is low. If someone books a call with me at 12 p.m., then ideally the call is supposed to end at like 12:10 p.m., right? But at the same time, I leave 20 minutes as a buffer zone. Like maybe the person is a bit late, maybe whatever. So what will happen is if someone has booked a call with me at 12 p.m., ideally the call should end at 12:10 p.m. And if someone else wants to book a meeting with me, they can book at 12:10 p.m. as well. But I want to keep a bit of a buffer. So I don't want the next person to book a call before 12:30 p.m. because then obviously like there's a chance like I'm not over with the initial meeting yet. So the best thing which I believe can be done in this scenario, like the best thing which you can do is simply add a 20-minute buffer. If you have a 10-minute call, it won't go more than 30 minutes. So 10 minutes, like 10 minutes plus 20 is 30. And if you have like a 30-minute call, it won't go more than like 60 minutes. So what I'll do is if I had a 30-minute call, I'll add a 30-minute buffer time. So like let's say the call starts at 12 p.m. No one can book a call till 1 p.m. 30 minutes for the call and 30 minutes buffer. So 12:30, after that 30 minutes more. So like 1 p.m. and no one is going to be able to book a call with me in that period of time. So yeah, mostly that you just keep the post buffer time as 10 minutes. Sorry, 20 minutes, because we're booking like a 10-minute call. I hope this made sense. If you do not understand this, like, feel free to ask your questions. I'll be more than happy to help. And once that is done, you click on save. Once that is taken care of, coming, like, you just have to create a form now for calendar booking. Click on go back over here and come to sites over here. Once you're in sites, go to forms and click on builder. Click on add form and click on start from scratch. Give it any name. I'll just call it call booking. And remove all these fields, like click on them, cross, 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 like just remove all these fields. And once you're done, you simply add the full name field. You rename it. Instead of full name, you just write name. After that, we're gonna keep it simple. Like, the fewer the questions in the calendar, the higher the chance people book. If you have a lot of meetings and you have to heavily qualify people, if you have like a shitload of meetings and you're genuinely having issues where you cannot take more meetings, obviously add more qualification questions so you can cancel the meetings. But over here, you simply want to add like as few like fields as possible, so that the person does not have to type in a lot of details. And yeah, basically that. As you can see, like, my name field went below my email field, so I'm just going to drag it above that. Click on this and also ensure it is required, like required is ticked, so that people cannot submit the form without entering their name. And after that, just drag the phone field from here over here and just remove this. Like, no government is going to put you in jail for this. Just do this and click on save. That's all you have to do. We've created a simple form where we're going to collect the name, email, and the phone number. We don't want anything else. Click on back and once again come to your calendars. Once you're here, click on calendar settings. Once you've done this, click on these three dots and click on edit. Once you're here, go to forms and payment, and in the select form, you click and select call booking from here. Leave it as it is, like leave it unticked. And what I'll suggest you to do is either you can add any random confirmation page, whatever you want to do. You can redirect them to a website. Like, what I would do in a lot of cases is redirect them to a Loom video, which is basically like a VSL. So you can do that. But what I would suggest most of you people to do is go to WhatsApp link generator. I'll just add the link to the site and just copy paste this exact link. I'll add it over here. It's absolutely free to use. And over here, you just simply come down and you can enter your phone number. Like, whatever, like select your country code and your phone number. This is not my real phone number, so don't try to message me. I'm just putting a random one for reference. Enter your phone number and add a custom message. So just like, this is the one which I use and it works well. Just copy this if you don't want to use your brain. Is, hey, first name, obviously, like instead of first name, include your name. So the person I'm creating this for is Webov. Hey Webov, just booked a call with you. Can you share some more info related to how you can help me? And what this does is basically it makes it very easy. So just do this. Click on generate my wa.link. Just follow my instructions. Do not try to use your brain and copy link. You don't have to pay or anything. And what now happens is, like, if I just paste the link, then I can just randomly chat with this person. I don't even know who this is. And if I do like continue to chat, like I'm using WhatsApp web, this works for mobile as well. Like, WhatsApp will open up in your phone if you're using that. Okay, so the phone number was not real. But what usually happens is the chat will open up. I'm not using like a real phone number. So whatever the link you generated, obviously yours will be real because you're putting your own number. It just paste the URL. That's all you have to do. Like do nothing else and just ensure this is checked to confirm new calendar meetings and click on save. Once that is taken care of, you go to notifications, like leave it as it is, like you don't need to do a lot of stuff. We're going to create the follow-up systems later because no one really checks the emails, so it's much better if we just send reminders on WhatsApp. Like leave it as it is, do not do anything, you don't need to. Come to customizations, and over here you can like upload a logo if you want to, like a logo like this. It's totally optional, does not make that much of a difference. You can select the color you want this to be, like if you want this to be pink in color, just come over here and select pink, like whatever color you want. Like I'm just going to do this, I just like it. So yeah, background color is basically this color, like what this is. So this is white, as you can see. I'll suggest leave it as white only. Coming to the button text, like once this is done, once I selected the time, what would this button say? So I just leave it as, yeah, yeah, just schedule meeting. You don't need to change anything, it's not that difficult. And just click on save, and yeah, you're pretty much good to go. Yeah, that's all you had to do. I know, not very complicated. And you can just click on share, and you can just copy this link, open it up and see what it looks like. Boom, you can see the calendar is live, running, functional, all of the nice stuff. And yeah, that's all you had to do. Now we will also be creating the calendar for the demo call. So what you can do is click on this button and click on duplicate, and just click on the duplicate button, like once again 3 dots. Click on duplicate so that you don't have to waste time. Just click on duplicate. The only difference we're going to be making is we're going to be naming this as a demo call. So just name it to a demo call, and we like just leave it as blank, because when someone is booking a demo call, he has already spoken to you, and the reason he's gonna book that call is he knows what you're gonna do, and you've already told him on the call, like, yeah bro, like I'll see you on the next call, demo call, blah blah blah. So you don't have to include a description. And coming over here, you can just rename it as discovery call to demo call. Demo call. And yeah, just leave everything the same. The only changes I would make is ensure the meeting interval has now been changed from 10. Like I would suggest keep your meeting duration, like demo calls, at least 30 minutes, but most of them will go up to 60 minutes. So include, like, change the post buffer time from 20 to 30. So now if someone books a call with me at 12 p.m., like the meeting will last till 12:30 p.m., but no one can book a call till 1 p.m. I want to add this buffer time because most of the calls will go up to 1 hour's maximum, obviously. And meeting interval, if you're like doing 30 minutes calls, I'll just say leave it at 15. This is the best one which I found. Whenever I'm scheduling notice, I'll say 3 hours. And date range, 5 days into the future. You can obviously do like 30 days, but if you have 5 days, I've seen it works the best because it induces scarcity, it induces FOMO, and people are like, they say, right, like strike when the iron is hot. So obviously they're in the buying mode, they're interested in what you have to offer. So the faster you get the demo call done, the faster money flows into your bank. So do all of this and just click on save. I'll also just connect my charger. My laptop is low on battery. Yeah, you just leave everything the same. Now we need to change the WhatsApp link once again. So you once again like go to, I'll just ensure it's added as a link. So you simply go to this and just enter your phone number. I'm entering like a random phone number. Don't try to call me over here. Yeah, and you're like, first name. So I'll be like, web of scheduled demo call with you. Excited? Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. You can just copy this and click on generate wa.link. Click on copy link, and boom, you're pretty much good to go. Just replace this redirect URL with this and click on save. Once you're done with that, you just leave everything as it is, like just leave it as the same, click on save, and yeah, click on save once again. You don't have to use your brain or think a lot. And yeah, you can just share the links to these calendars with people. Like, even if you're not using WhatsApp outbound, just click on this, click on share, and yeah, you can just share it with them. Boom. Edit Terra Media demo call. I'll show you how you can connect your own domain over here if you have your own freaking domain. That works as well. But apart from that, that's all you had to do. Now the only step which is left is you have to connect your Google Calendar. Uh, I'll just a second. I'll include the link to the same. Yeah. So I've created the entire guide along with the YouTube video and everything, how you can do the same. So I'll just click on this. Yeah. So basically you can open this up, and this is a step-by-step process. Like, this will tell you all you have to do. You need to connect your Google Calendar so that just as you saw previously, like all the meetings which are booked, they end up automatically in my Google Calendar and I can see and track everything from there. If you want like the software and the platform to do similar stuff for you, then you simply need to connect your Google Calendar, and all the instructions are here. I'm not gonna repeat them and waste my time and your time. So just open this up and connect your Google Calendar. So now you have created your calendars for discovery call and the demo call, and you also link them to Google. If you have multiple members of staff, you're wondering like how exactly do I do it for them as well, all the instructions are included over here. And after this, we're going to be creating the live outbound system in front of your eyes. Yeah, take care, man. See you in the next video.